Welcome back to Slightly Less Scripted. We're here with Joe Fadool and Mr. Collins, both class of 1984. What's up, guys?
Great to be here.
Welcome back.
Honored to be here. Absolutely.
So, Joe, when's the last time you were back on campus?
You know, it was pre-COVID. I have to say I came here for my daughter's graduation. She was at Mercy more recently, but they didn't let us in the building. So because of COVID.
Okay.
You know, so we waited in the parking lot. So that was the official last
You
time.
did. Was that also the graduation that you got stuck in the storm?
Yes.
Did it rain? Yes.
Yes.
We were made aware of that. And
inside the building though was pre-COVID, so it's incredible to be back.
So first time seeing the addition.
Yes.
What'd you think of it all?
Oh my gosh. I mean, just like when you and I came here, Dan, right? On Breakfast Drive.
Exactly.
It's like you moved the building
Exactly like
to
it.
Novi.
Yes.
No difference?
No, it's really impressive. I mean, I have to say, you know, so much diversity in what you're offering the kids. And I love what you're doing with the pilots and all the simulators.
The different programs that we have.
Right. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of after school activity. I guess I didn't give a proper introduction, though. We're here with the CEO of BorgWarner Automotive. It's an American e-supplier, right?
Yeah, we're an American propulsion company. So we serve over 100 customers globally and everything from turbochargers to four-wheel drive and including motors and inverters and everything for electric cars. So
right here out of Michigan too, right?
We do. We have some facilities in Michigan. Globally, we're about 40,000 people strong. And it's just a great company to be a part of, a great American company. And yeah, but it's really great to be back here with you guys.
Awesome.
we're honored to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So obviously you're helping lead kind of the next generation of automotive industry and cars. But before we get into all that, let's go back to class of 84 and some memories. You have any good memories from Catholic Central?
Yeah, probably. I can't share them all. It's a family-friendly event. No, but a few great ones. You know, I was just telling you as we were walking the halls, I always look back fondly on CC because there was always something for the students here. You know, it wasn't just strictly an academic school or Christian school or an athletic school. So I remember getting involved first with the bowling club. So I had Mr. Talbot as a math teacher. And
Yes.
first week, he's like, how many bowlers we got in here? And, you know, I eagerly raised my hand. I think I was the only one because I think others didn't want to admit they were bowlers.
Right. Exactly.
There were a few of us. But, so that was my first club I joined was the bowling club.
I'm guessing not MHSAA yet, right?
I don't think
No,
so.
it was
Not
just,
back
it
then.
was just club.
Just club
Yes.
level. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Now it is a sanctioned high school sport.
Yeah. When
Of which
okay.
your friend from Lawrence Tech University is a state champion, CC Athletic Hall of Famer.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
Because of his bowling progress.
I
So
didn't
that would
know
be
that.
Scott,
Yeah.
Scott Kajawa.
Okay.
What was that, 2010?
Yeah.
2010?
Yes, 2010.
I think was the last time we won it.
Yeah, so we've come a long way. Like so many things here. It starts simple. You raising a hand in 1980 as a freshman saying, hey, you know, who's a bowler? And now we've won state championships. It's an official sport.
Yeah,
High school
it's
sport.
impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have won so many state championships across all your athletics the last 10, 15 years. It's
Across a lot of different programs. It,
really great.
I think success breeds success a little bit here. Even, you know, when we started with esports, the kids, as soon as we started, they wanted to win and be successful because I think the other teams were. So that's kind of what we do here.
Yeah, well, some of my fondest memories were the football games, right? Whether it was Boys Bowl or the championship. I think those are probably, in our day,
Oh, yeah.
some of the great events that happened and just brought all the boys together. Started on Friday with the cheering and the gymnasium. Do you guys still do that, by the way?
We do?
We
Oh,
do.
yeah.
One thing we don't
Absolutely.
still do, though, is I heard you guys used to have a bonfire for, was it Boys Bowl?
That was actually, Sean, after us.
Oh, after you guys.
So it was between, yes.
But it was at Breakfast Drive.
It was at Breakfast Drive. When we moved here, we were told the bonfire had to go away because the city of Novi wouldn't let us have a fire. Too many trees on the property, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
That fire
It might have
probably
been
wasn't
hazard.
sanctioned officially either, the size it got.
Probably not. Well, Joe, I don't know if you remember. I like to tell the story to the boys these days in the year 2026. So our junior year, We're with a great group of seniors. We win the Catholic League championship at the Silverdome
Yep, I do
on
remember
a Sunday in the Prep Bowl. And we were the first team to beat Brother Rice twice in a season, which was a big, big deal, obviously. But the funniest part of the story, or the best part of the story, was Father Cuero, who was our principal,
that. Right.
was so happy that we won because the Brazilians like to win, let's be honest. And he's running up and down the steps at the Silverdome telling everybody that there's no school tomorrow. So he called off school without the use of the internet, a cell phone, an email. And it was just, I don't know how many guys showed up at school on Monday. If you weren't at the game, you maybe didn't know, unless your friend called you. But it's a great story because it might have been the first championship holiday in the school's history, but that's how it went down.
Oh, so that might have been how it started?
Yeah. So I'm on the field. Was fortunate to be on the team. And I remember standing on the field at the Silverdome looking up because the walls were very high at the Silverdome. And all the guys were screaming at us. They were happy we won, but more importantly, they were screaming at us to
They're
tell
probably
us
more excited not to go to school.
That's
that
exactly
day.
right. We don't have school tomorrow. And, we as the team were kind of like, what? And yeah, it's might have been, like I said, the start of the championship holidays tradition, which still continues. So,
That's awesome.
we didn't have school, Joe, on Monday because it was the hockey state championship holiday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I'm glad to
Yes.
hear those great traditions continue.
They continue, yes.
They still keep them.
Yes.
I remember we had so many Fridays off back in the day due to the drive.
Yes.
I think some parents were wondering, are we sure we're in school enough to meet the minimum hurdle?
Holiday high.
Holiday high.
Well, that tradition continues.
Oh,
Yes.
it does.
So, yes. So now it's a combination of Fridays, Mondays, Thursdays.
Okay.
So because
you mix it up
because
a
we
little bit?
because we
Friday-
sell
Fridays wasn't enough.
yeah, right, exactly.
Well,
So-
Well, you know how that started. It wasn't just to, give back to the kids. It was also because of the oil crisis. Remember
Yes.
the energy crisis?
yes.
So it gave the chance for the school to shut down for
down.
the weekend.
I've never heard
Yeah.
Wait a
this.
minute.
so
I've never
those-
heard about this before.
That's right.
Yes.
So, it benefited the school as well. And,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, we
Wow.
would shut down so they could
At
Turn
least
off the
that's the
heat.
story they told us.
That was
Maybe-
it, yes,
yeah.
that
you
was
could
the story they
conserve
told
some
us.
energy by
Yes.
being closed
Right.
on
Maybe
Fridays.
that's how they sold it to the
yes,
parents.
because
That's a
they
really
were-
good selling
so,
point.
yes, if you recall, when we were in school, they started as they literally used the term energy conservation days.
Mm.
So we would come back after the first of the year and have Fridays off, totally unrelated to the drive, because of energy conservation. So we'd have these Fridays where, and I remember neighbors, friends saying, "Why aren't you in school?"
Yeah.
Well, it's an energy conservation day. And I remember people saying, "What does that mean?"
Couldn't
and-
afford to keep the lights on.
I've been here 12 years and I've never heard that. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
It's
So
incredible.
that's how it started. So we would have energy conservation January through about mid-February, and then drive would start.
Wow.
Well, yeah, thanks for teaching us something new. That's the first time I ever heard
Yeah.
that. Wow. So when we talk about your time at CC, was there one lesson or one teaching that you took with you into your, professional career, into your life that stuck with you throughout your time?
I don't know if there was one, but I would say the school hammered home a couple of things that, both my parents felt were important when they raised us. I grew up in a big family, had a family of 9. And, both my parents pushed hard work. They pushed discipline, self-discipline, humility, respect for other people. And I think looking back at CC, that's a lot of what, the environment at CC was about. Work hard. Of course, goodness, discipline, knowledge being the motto. But, you never could get too high on your britches here. People kept you humbled and grounded, even though we had a lot of great things going on at school, including state championships.
Yep.
And you needed to, manage yourself and take care of yourself and be accountable.
Yeah.
So it reaffirmed to me those are the key values in life. And of course, I learned a lot of that from my parents to begin with. But I thought CC did a great job to get you ready for the next step.
Yeah.
In my case, it was college. So you learned a lot about study skills. It was the process of studying, working together as a team on projects. Of course, great math, great science at the time. But, for me, it was just a great overall experience. And it helped me get ready for my next phase, which was going to engineering school.
Did you always know you wanted to work in automotive?
I did since I was, 9 or 10. I grew up in East Dearborn, not far from Ford. And I tinkered with small engines, and my brother built go-karts, and I like to tinker with those and drive those. And I always wanted to be an engineer at Ford. So I knew at a fairly young age, I wanted to go that route. And
Yeah.
I was fortunate. I graduated from Lawrence Tech, and I got a job offer from Ford. So I was 22 and living my dream. So
Wow.
life was good.
So when did you move from, did you go from Ford to Borg?
No, so I spent 7 years at Ford, and it was really a great period for me. Met a lot of friends, and I realized I wanted to do something more. I ended up leaving and going to Siemens, a supplier. They were an electronics company, and I was there for 14 years. And I was fortunate again to go there. I was a sales engineer to begin with, but it was at the beginning of growth in electronics and cars. And they were growing double digit every year. So, I always tell my kids, if you're going to do something in life or join a company that's growing, because you're going to get a lot more opportunities. And that's exactly what happened. So I spent about 14 years there before I came to BorgWarner, and I've been there a little over 15 years.
Wow. So how do you go from starting at Borg to becoming the CEO? What's that trajectory like, for you personally?
I was, if I go before I joined BorgWarner back to Siemens, we were growing so much, I had the chance to, move around a little bit into different functions. I went from engineering to sales to program management to leading a plant, so operations. I got to do a lot of different things. And those experiences really shape you at the end of the day. The people in your life who help you, I had a lot of great mentors. But those experiences also shape you because it fine-tunes your decision-making and your ability to lead others. So by the time I came to BorgWarner in a general manager role, I had a lot of different experiences, different functions that, quite frankly, in engineering school, they don't train you for, but it's all on the job. So, over time, I realized, okay, I'm closer to that CEO job than I thought, and it's not something when I was 10, I wanted to be a CEO, but the closer you get, the more you realize, hey, maybe I can do that job.
Yeah.
I've got some ideas, and I was just fortunate to get a shot at it.
Wow. Dan, are you surprised at all?
No, not at all. No, I mean, just obviously your experience has laid the foundation, and maybe you didn't know it. I don't know if other people knew it, that, hey, listen, this guy's got a future to lead this company, so let's make sure he gets exposure to all these different things. But no, very proud of you, and very impressive how you've gotten to where you are and where you are now. So yeah,
We got a lot of knowledge and wisdom on that side of the cow, which I'm still learning. So
He just called us old.
Yeah.
Did you see how that
That's
worked?
not-
it was a nice way. It was a
really
nice way of doing that. Yeah.
So what advice do you have for some of the guys here in high school, or maybe young professionals, young alumni that just graduated? Do you have any advice for them in their careers?
Sure. I mean, I think it starts out with, there's things you like to do and don't like to do. And you got to find that intersection of stuff you like to do and that you're good at over time. I just tried to focus on that, never take a job for the money, never take the job for the next promotion. Mm-hmm. Do it because you like it and you're going to do a good job. And, I think working hard over long periods of time help you get to wherever you want to go, especially in your career. So,
Right.
I've also kind of learned, though, you can't have everything. Mm-hmm. I think you got to decide at any one moment what's the most important thing for me and my wife or my kids. So there's times to accelerate in your career, and there's times where you got to take more close care of your family or something at home if it's a sick parent.
Sure.
So I think just being true to yourself at the end is super important.
Do you have any hobbies or anything that keeps you grounded when you're starting to get stressed out or anything?
Sure. I mean, I picked up guitar actually in high school. Yeah.
That long ago?
Actually, another CC grad, Dave Belinda. Do you remember Dave?
I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I credit Dave for I was 14 or 15. He was playing guitar, and I went over to his house one day and he started to teach me how to play, and I think "Taking It Easy" by the Eagles. That was my first song.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so I still try to pick up the guitar every now and then, and of course, my family, we love water sports, so any type of skiing or surfing or swimming, that's always a relaxing.
But you swam
day.
here.
You know,
Yeah.
I dove here. I was a diver.
That's right. You were a diver. I knew you were part of the swim.
Yeah, I was
dive
part of the
team.
swim
Forgive me.
team.
Yes.
But I was a diver.
Yeah.
I wasn't a very good swimmer, so that's why I became a diver.
Yeah.
No, but I really enjoyed that part at CC as well. So that was a winter sport back then. And that took us over to Mercy High School. Do you
I was
remember
just
that?
going to tell you,
'Cause we
Joe,
didn't
believe it
have
or not, we still do that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I could tell you on the wish list, the long wish list of things to have here someday in the future is an natatorium.
Oh.
But until then, yes, our guys are still grinding at 5:30 a.m., walking into the Mercy pool because they have to get out before the Mercy girls show up.
Right.
And yes, we're still there. Now we compete in a different place. In fact, your nephew dove for us.
He did.
Yes, he did. And we competition
Jack.
days is yes, Jack, and so he continued your family tradition and did a nice job. Jack did, but yeah, we compete at the rec center in Livonia.
Okay.
So that's our competition pool, but the practice pool is still probably hasn't changed much since you and I were here, but it's still Mercy High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a great long-term partnership with Mercy.
Yes, very much so.
I remember Dolores Yeager. She was the
Legendary.
swim coach at
Yes.
the time. Super legendary.
Yes.
Led the Marlins to a couple of state
she did.
championships.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, we never go. We're still looking for that first swim state championship. We've been very close in recent years and hoping to get there. But yeah, she's the one that started it. She was the founding lady of Catholic Central Swimming and Diving.
This year
Yeah,
was
that's
another
so
top
cool.
8 finish, I think.
Yeah, we finished four. Number 4 in the state.
Yeah.
That's
last
great.
year was
Third.
third.
We had 2
And then a
years of
runner-up.
runners up. And
Yeah.
in fact, maybe our best chance to win
Was during
state
COVID.
championship was when the season was canceled literally the week before the finals
Yeah.
in March of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, we had come within a whisker of winning in 19. I mean, 100, just seconds off, and of winning a last race to finish second, and then had the number 1 team in the state in 2020, and
Yeah.
then the season got canceled. So
Oh.
yeah,
Well, you're getting closer and closer, so
we are.
Yeah.
you'll get there.
They
But
will
you
get
helped lay
there.
the foundation.
Yeah, I don't know about
Yes.
that, but certainly great memories from that time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll switch it up and we'll kind of head over to the last section of the podcast. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what Borg is doing. For those who don't know, maybe like a quick, 30-second elevator pitch of what exactly is Borg, what you guys are working on, and kind of what the industry looks like.
Sure. So BorgWarner, world leader in mobility propulsion systems. So, everything from turbos to timing systems to inverters, motors. So, if you want a combustion engine, we're number 1 or number 2 in everything we do. And we've got products for hybrids, for pure electrics, commercial vehicles, even e-buses carry BorgWarner batteries.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
an exciting time in the industry. We're in this transition toward electrification. Of
Mhm.
course, in this country, it's slowed down quite a bit. There's no incentives anymore, and quite frankly, the EVs were quite expensive that were out there. So long term, we're still big believers in electrification. If you see it play out like it does in China,
Mhm.
nearly 50% of the cars are EVs or advanced hybrids. It's really about affordability. So we're working hard to get the cost down. Of course, there needs to be better infrastructure for charging.
Sure.
But no, it's a lot of fun. BorgWarner's been in business for over 100 years, and we're just setting up the next chapter to be leaders on the E side.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I just recently got fully electric, but
What are you driving?
Model 3.
Oh,
Tesla.
fantastic. Okay.
So-
Yeah, I mean, Tesla started all the rage back in 2008 and 9.
There was that tax incentive last year, so I said, okay, let me.
You took advantage of it.
Yeah, I said
Great.
let me try it out. I think there's a lot of pros to it. But obviously, so you guys still see a future in electrification of cars and stuff.
Oh, we definitely do. I mean, I think in this country, the next 4 or 5 years, we don't expect a lot of growth in EVs. People want to drive more combustion and hybrid vehicles. But longer term, that'll change as they become more affordable. They're so fun to drive. I mean, you must love driving your Tesla.
Yeah, it's completely different than I never thought I would drive an electric car until I test drove one. That was my whole thing. Was I was like kind of almost against it a little bit, and then Mr. Okoye, Chris Okoye, graduate of 14 here, he let me drive his Cybertruck that he recently got.
Wow.
And the technology in these things is crazy. The autonomy, especially that Tesla has, the self-driving of it, it's unbelievable. It is fully like from A to B. You just press a button and it'll take you. It recognizes pedestrians and stop signs and weird things on the road. If there's a tire or something, I was like blown away. I was shocked.
Yeah, no, and they're a little bit generational too. My son just went shopping for a car.
Okay.
And he wanted to buy one of these advanced hybrids. He didn't want a pure combustion vehicle. He likes the fuel economy and, of course, the friendliness to the earth that these things offer. And so, it is the future. I think it's partly a generational issue. Unfortunately, it's become a political issue in this country, which hopefully goes away over time. But no, for sure, we see more electrification in the future.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been a witness to him doing whatever he does to call his car to the door. And next thing you know, his car shows up and he jumps in and just whiffs away.
Oh, is that right?
So,
He's got an auto valet.
Summons mode.
That's
summons
amazing.
mode. That's what it's called. Summons mode.
Press and hold.
He was standing by the door one day and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Waiting for my car." And I said, "Oh, well, who's driving you?" And he said, "Me." And all of a sudden, here comes it was the first time I saw his car. And he pulls up and I said, "What is going on here?" So I have yet to get into an electric car and see what that's all about.
I see one in your future.
Yeah,
now we're going.
Okay,
now we're going for a ride right after this.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
But I love, I love it. It just, you can turn it on beforehand. You the app that it works with, and then I think the charging is way more affordable than I would have ever imagined. I guess right now is a good time to own a EV with all the things going on.
Actually, we see a little spike
oil.
in EV sales in Europe and here, just due
Guessing
to the
because
price
of the oil,
gasoline,
right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
I paid $4 a gallon this morning.
Wow.
In my old-fashioned combustible engine. So
yeah, imagine in Europe they pay $8 or $9 per gallon. So
when we go to Albania, diesel's expensive too. A lot of the cars over there still run on diesel.
Yeah, so no, we'll see more electric cars running around.
Good.
Just take a little bit longer in this country.
What do you think's the one thing that like the normal person maybe doesn't understand about the electric industry, the EV industry?
Well, I think the one thing that probably doesn't get written enough is exactly how fun they are to drive. Some people remember the Bolt from General Motors or the Nissan Leaf, which was one of the best-selling cars early on. Very, budget style of vehicle, but it didn't have performance. It was a small car. Both of those were small cars. What you realize about some of these modern EVs is how fun they are to drive, how much torque they have. At a stoplight,
sure,
you want to accelerate. I think Tesla even has this ludicrous mode. They're so cool to drive. So, and they come with a lot of neat features. The interiors are simplified. You got a lot more room because you don't have to worry about a transmission in there. So, once people drive the vehicles, they tend to get really turned on to them.
Yeah.
But if they've never stepped in an EV, they don't really get the experience of it. So I always encourage my friends, hey, at least go drive one, or everyone has a friend who has an EV, so spend some time in it.
Yeah.
You'll be impressed.
Toyota Prius, was that electric?
So the Prius was a hybrid.
It was a hybrid, okay.
Yep. But one of the early ones, I mean, they really created a brand out of that. Originally, it was just a nameplate, and now Prius is a brand. They got all sorts of
I bring it up because
now.
we talked about how the Paramo, the Renaissance man that he was.
Yeah,
that's what his last car was, a Prius.
And
he absolutely loved it.
He was always ahead.
Yes, he was very much ahead.
Other Paramo.
So, and I could not remember if that was fully electric or it was hybrid, but yeah, he was the first one I think on campus with a Prius. God bless him. May he rest in peace. But Father Paramo was very proud of his Prius and that he was saving the environment. And yeah.
Father Paramo would
Leading by
definitely be
example.
driving an EV right now if he were still with us.
Oh, he would. Yes, he would.
That Prius, I may have this a little bit off, but I think it is the #1 selling hybrid in the world.
I think
right now.
you're right about that.
Yeah, we had to double check.
Is that right?
but
Wow.
I think so.
I
Yeah,
think
they
I've
sell
seen that
in a
somewhere
lot of
before.
markets.
Well, it's like Mr. Collins must watch the show because now we're nearing the end. And what we like to do is when we have a graduate on, the last question we ask them is for a bazillion story. So if you have a memory about a father, a priest, that you just wanted to share, one final bazillion story.
Sure. Well, let me think back. So, I always appreciated the priests that were involved in our education. Right?
Yeah. And we were fortunate because there were still quite a few of them here
There were.
when we
And
were
really
here.
good ones.
Yes. Legendary.
I have to go back to Father Donaher, though. So he was teaching freshman class religion, among other
yes.
things.
Yes.
And I don't know if you still have the Bible beat running around Catholic Central Halls, but he came up with the tune, the Bible beat,
Yes.
right? And you learn the Bible. There are 20 verses, starting with Abraham.
Yes.
And it was so cool. I mean, so every freshman had to learn it. He wrote it, and man, it was legendary. So yeah, Father Donaher, he's one of the most memorable guys. I remember even for the drive, he would organize those buses.
Organized the buses.
Remember? And
we still sing songs at the drive that he wrote.
Oh, is that right?
So our the pillar of one of the pillars of the drive is the drive song.
Yeah.
That he wrote decades ago, and the guys still sing it with as much ferocity as they ever have. It's amazing.
That's terrific.
They put their arms around each other.
And we try to do the best job we can to make sure every young man in this building knows who Father Donaher was, how important he was, because he was the drive for so many years, so many decades, and it meant so much to him, which meant so much to the boys, and so we still, I guess it's sort of a living tribute to him that we sing that every single drive day, the opening of the drive assembly. We sing the drive song is what it's simply called.
I love it.
Open and closing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
open
yes.
with
to
the
open and
close
close.
with
Dan, you got to sing a few verses for us.
Yes.
I don't remember the drive song. Father
it's-
Donaher, he was behind so many of those cheers. It was also Father Clements.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes,
I think the two of them
they were
created most of the cheers back in the day.
Yeah, yes. He's a good one. I never had Father Donaher for class.
Ah,
He
okay.
came and guest lectured for a week or two when he taught us morality,
Wow.
and which was an interesting experience. In ninth grade, I knew Father Donaher. He knew my dad when my dad had gone to school here, and my uncle sang for him in the Glee Club. But the only experience I had with him in class was him as the guest lecturer to teach us morality.
Okay.
Yes, and there's lots of legendary stories behind
I remember
that experience.
I can imagine when he was teaching back in the day.
because it was a sensitive subject, and you weren't allowed to snicker or laugh.
Right.
And
or
if you
got
did,
called out, he'd call you right out.
If
and he'd
you
have
did,
over to your
it was-
desk with a ruler.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So it was not good to laugh at anything that young boys laugh at. So it was the biggest, maybe the biggest challenge you faced in 4 years here in our era was trying to keep a straight face during morality.
Yeah, that's so true. That's
Probably
funny.
still a challenge to some students.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. Well, Joe, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and for sticking around, hanging around with us. Mr. Collins, thank you for your time too.
You're very
Yeah,
welcome.
very welcome.
Appreciate
Thanks
it a
for
lot.
having me. It's really an honor to
For
be
the
here.
gift of your
and
time, thank you.
So impressive to
Appreciate
see
it.
what you guys
Thank
are
you.
doing. You got the much more important jobs in the world here, teaching these young kids the
Awesome.
importance to
Yeah.
be successful.
Well, our
in
mantra
life.
is the world's a better place with more shamrocks in it. So
I like
that's
it.
what it's what keeps us going every day.
Sounds like a great
Yeah.
LinkedIn post.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, it does.
no better way to close it.
There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.